The Lagos state government is proposing a law that would regulate rent hikes and also regulate property agents in Lagos, Nigeria. And all of this is just because people are complaining about the rising cost of renting houses in Lagos, Nigeria. While this is a very good development, I think and I know that the real devil in the real estate industry and those causing the arbitrary fixing of rent in Lagos, Nigeria are not even the landlords. The landlords are part of the problem, but the real problem here are property agents. I would explain to you in this video. I remain Patrick, your Lagos Realtor. Welcome to this space where we discuss topical issues that affect real estate in Nigeria. If this is your first time seeing our content, like our video, subscribe to the channel, and please, we're trying to take this channel to 5k subscribers before the end of this year. Please be part of our journey. We've discussed topics that would help you make wise investment choices when you want to buy real estate in Nigeria. Do not forget to also turn on your notification button so that whenever I drop a new video, you will get to see it. Today, I'm putting it out there that the real devils causing the arbitrary fixing of rental prices is not just a landlord, it is the property agent. And these guys, they become so greedy to the point that what they do right now, you'll be so surprised. While people think landlords are the problems, landlords are really not the problems when it comes to all the hike in property prices. These agents, I think they have their own informal bodies. I take for instance, you stay in Aja. Almost all agents in Aja, they know themselves, and they push properties to themselves. And the truth is, the longer the chain for a particular property, the lesser the amount that each agent gets to himself. Take for instance, a property, the rent of a particular apartment is 1 million naira. The agency fee is always 10% according to law. So 10% of 1 million naira is 100,000 naira. So that 100,000 should go to the agent that brings a tenant to an apartment. But there's a way these guys work. For instance, you go to an agent, you are the tenant, you go to an agent, and you need this particular apartment. The agent now does not have what you need. It connects to another agent that most likely would have what you want. If that agent has the kind of house you want and you successfully rent the house, that agency fee is going to be shared between two agents. They can decide how they're going to share it. The more the agents involved in a property transaction, the lesser the monies they get. None of your business, right? Now, this is where it gets so sad. I've seen a situation whereby a landlord tells an agent, my rent is 300,000 naira. Now, this is what agents do now. When a landlord tells them this house is so price, when they find a prospective tenant, instead of telling the tenants that this rent, the rent is 300,000 naira, they increase the cost of rent. They tell the tenant the rent is 500,000, the rent is 600,000. The unsuspecting prospective tenant now is not even aware, because before you get to the landlord, you deal with the agent. So once the agent sees that, once the agent asks, this is why I really don't like when you ask for a house and the agent tells you what is your budget. When you tell them your budget, that's an avenue for them to exploit you, because now the landlord has said, oh, this apartment is worth for 300,000. Now you've told him your budget is 500,000. The agent can now take, I have something for 500,000. Then it takes you down to that landlord whose house is supposed to be 300,000. Then meets with the landlord. Now tells the landlord, I've seen a tenant that would pay 500,000 instead of 300,000 for that apartment. The landlord has no choice than to accept. Most landlords will accept. If not all landlords, you see, 90% of Lagos landlords will accept. Not thinking about what the future implications might be. Because some persons can only afford that first year rent. From the second year, the third year, they start giving you problems. So this is what property agents do right now. Landlords give them, this house is 500,000, this house is 300,000. They increase the value of the property. And now when they do that, they are doing that just because of their selfish interests. Now, if they are renting it out at 300,000 naira, the agency fee would equate to maybe 30,000, which is 10%, 30,000 naira. But because they want more, or because there are so many chain of agents for that particular deal, they'll tell you it is 500,000, tell you it is 600,000 naira. They now end up getting 10%, which is 60,000 or 50,000 naira on that particular deal. Just because of their selfish interest of getting extra 10, 20, 30,000 naira, they would not mind for people to pay 200, 300,000 additional inflated rental price. When I say these guys are the real devils in the real estate space, in the real estate industry, in the tenancy system in Lagos, I know what I'm saying. If the Lagos state government is promulgating any law or coming up with any tenancy bill and law, they should strictly look into the informal activities of property agents, because truly it is going to be very difficult for the government to regulate rental prices. I'm still waiting to see what the document is going to look like, but I feel that it is going to be very, very difficult for the government to regulate it in a way that it is done in other places, because the government does not even know how many houses in a particular area. They don't know who owns this house or who does not own this house. So how do you want to regulate? How do you want to regulate? Even when landlords are giving a house fair price, the agents then go out and come back and tells the landlord, hey, so. That's just one experience. I've seen where an agent, he goes to tell landlords, how much are your tenants paying? Then he informs the landlord, price of houses have gone up in this area, or you are the only one collecting 500,000, you are the only one collecting 1 million naira. This man now, his rent is 1.5 million naira. Now your landlord hearing that now becomes agitated. He also wants to increase the price of rent. Now you don't even have any problems. Probably you are paying your rent as a when due. The agent will tell him, chase all of them away. There is particular agent I know. This is what he does. He tells landlords, chase these people away. I will bring in tenants for you that would pay the new price. And there's no landlord that will hear that kind of thing, that would not want to take it, because you are paying 500,000 naira. He's telling him, I'll bring someone that will pay 700,000 naira. And the landlord looks at it and said, okay, he's going to get 700,000 naira as rental fee. He's going to get agreement. He's going to get commission. He's going to get. By the time they calculate it, the landlord himself, they don't have choice than to also get greedy and succumb to the wishes of the property agents. So the Lagos State government, you need to really look into this. Aside the fact that some landlords can be so annoying sometimes when they are fixing their rental, but you also will not blame them, because the inflation now right now is over 16% right now, and housing deficit is above 53%. The last time I saw, I think it's about 53% right now. So people are not building houses right now. Very few people are building houses because the cost of building materials is so high. So, and the housing deficit is also very, very high. Housing deficit high, people are not building houses. So right now, demand far exceeds supply. So when that happens, you should expect that landlords will increase their prices, and no matter where the landlord pegs the price, there will always be someone to take all of all those things. So the state government has to really look into this, look into the activities of the property agents. If there's any way they can be regulated to a point whereby they don't, I still don't know. These guys they will always devise new means. At the time, some agents will tell you, in fact, they still do it. They will tell you that prices, their what do you call it, agency is 20%. Lagos State government really have a lot to do. So in this new law you're trying to come up with, look for a way to tackle the real issues, the devilish nature, the devilish activity of property agents in hiking the prices of rent in Lagos. Until we see you again, stay safe and keep investing in real estate. And so let's see what the solution is. Now the solution to this problem is for everybody to go and look for land and build their houses, because that's the only time you can be free from this. That is the only time you can be free from all this madness. Look for, even if it's half plot you can buy, even if you're in a very remote place, just look for something and start developing so that you become landlords yourself. So if you would have to change the system, then we all have a role to play. Until we see again, stay safe and keep investing in safe relationships.